Okay, so got a new one on the Ram. I was driving to work yesterday, the day before. It's raining, so I went to go put it in auto 4 and it wouldn't switch. So I think the actuator went out on the front differential, but let me show you guys what's going on. So when we turn it on, go up into here. Okay, so what happens is we'll go to put it in, let's go ahead, we'll put it in neutral, go ahead and put it in auto 4. So it's gonna sit here and it's just gonna blink and nothing's really gonna happen. And then here in a second, it's gonna pop up on the dash and give me an error. See, right now it's saying 4-wheel drive auto and it's not gonna do it. Still flashing. Let's see. Just error gonna come up. Okay. Well, maybe it's not gonna come up. Anyway, still blinking, should be in there. Kind of does, it does the same thing with 4 high. So if we try this. Also getting nothing. So we're gonna go ahead and put it back into 2. There we go. Okay, so won't switch. Now we're gonna listen and see if the other parts start to actuate underneath the truck. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit 4 high. So you hear all that? That's the transfer case kicking in, right? But it's still not switching. So what that tells me is that the transfer case is working, but the front differential is not. So what we're going to do is get under the truck and swap it. We've got the Dorman 600 399. This is what I believe is going to be the solution to our problems, right? It's like 130, 150 bucks, something around there. Yeah, super simple, 1 plug, 4 bolts. So let's get it done. Okay, so now we have pretty good access. And here's where it is. So we got the 2 bolts on the bottom, 2 on the top, and this connector. And then it's coming out. It might lose a little bit of fluid, but we'll see where we'll place it if we need to. Okay, so in the interest of not losing any more fluid than I absolutely have to, I actually jacked up the side of the truck to try to lean it that way so that most of the fluid goes back into the diff housing. May not make that much of a difference, but I just figured, you know, what the heck, can't hurt. So let's go ahead. These are all 12 millimeter. So we'll go ahead and start loosening them up, and then I've got my catch pan just in case. So we will see what happens here. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. Okay. Cool. Okay. All right, so you kind of have to get the forks off of the collar that's on there and get it to one side or the other, and then kind of pull it down toward the front, but you just need to make sure that it's not still in front of the collar, behind the, or on the collar, otherwise it'll be kind of stuck. Now we're gonna go ahead and get this connector off, and then we will put the new one on. Again, assuming you got all the crap out of the way, you can push down on the tab, and we should be able to release. There we go. All right, old one's out. Next step is we're gonna clean off this connector with some connector cleaner. All right, and then to help in drying the connector, we're just gonna shoot some compressed air here. So I'm gonna take some brake parts cleaner, put it on a rag, and then okay. So that right there, I don't know if you saw that, but I had to rotate the wheel to get the collar to move back a little bit to engage it across the two. So let me grab down here. So you can see up here, I think, this is the collar that slides back and forth. This is what's actually engaging your front diff for the four-wheel drive. So in two-wheel drive, it's just doing this, right? But then once you engage it in four, this collar slides over here, and that, see, so now you can go back and forth. So we're gonna keep it to where it can travel back and forth right now while we get the new one in, and then we'll get that a little bit better set. So let's see. I can take this, I'll place it up in here. And I just had it perfect a second ago. There we go. Okay. Connector. Put that back in. That way it had some time to dry. And we'll put the holding piece there. All right, well, that's reconnected. We're gonna hand snug it for now. And then I'm gonna go check, see if there's a torque spec I can find. All right, y'all, I was not able to find a torque spec. So we are just gonna do this the old feeling way. Okay. Okay. Now we're gonna put the truck down and refill. Get this other stuff out of the way. All right, 8mm hex. I'm gonna take the drain plug out, and it goes back on to 25. So that's all right. I'll add it to the video. You don't need to know that. To the very top, if possible. There we go. Now we're talking. We're gonna let that go until it's just a light trickle. All right, and then that goes to 25 foot-pounds. Now Dang it. Cool. Okay. All right, so before we put the skid plate on, we're just gonna do a dummy check and make sure that this actually fixed my problems. All right, everything's all set up. Let's try it. Bam. That's it, no more blinking. Switch just like that. Let's try 4. 4-wheel high. Okay, let's put it in neutral. Let's go 4 low. I felt that jolt. There we go. 4 low. Traction controls off, everything. Go back to 4 auto. Hopefully you guys can hear all the noise happening underneath the truck. We'll see. Anyway, that's 4 auto. And then back to 2. All right, problem solved. Let's get that skid plate on there. All right, last step, back under the truck. Put the skid plate on here. Well, that's it. That's how you fix that problem, at least. So anyway, hopefully that was helpful. Again, I didn't find a torque spec, but just use your imagination. It's not very tight. You're clamping plastic, so just be careful. Anyway, catch you on the next one.